there was no requirement for me to be a professional podcaster. I didn't have to sign anywhere. I didn't have to take any courses. I started with the desire to do it. And then it was like, oh, this is what it's going to take. All right, I'm willing to do this. I'll sign up for this lifestyle. I understand why people don't want to do it. Whatever that means, whatever their thing is.
Your partner really puts the dishes in the dishwasher because you've communicated that that's important to you. Now you feel cared for, seen, understood, valued, and appreciated, which then makes you feel psychologically safe.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another episode of Next Level University, where we help you level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. Today, for episode number, well, I look like I'm sitting next to a campfire on YouTube because it is Freestyle Friday, 1824. Do we know the name of the episode? No, because it's Freestyle Friday. This was my thought. You and I had this Discord, as Alan would say, years ago. Probably 2020, maybe. Somebody, I don't know where I read this, if it was a social media post, if it was a podcast episode. I don't know where the inception of this came from, but the thought was, it was an argument of whether or not people are doing all that they can with all that they have. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
What was your take on that?
I had this idea. I have this idea, and I realize in hindsight that why this wouldn't maybe land, but this is my mindset, for lack of better phrasing. You cannot complain about not getting a result while simultaneously not doing all that you can. And so this whole idea is pretty much, okay, there's certain results in my life that I have not yet achieved. And that's entirely on me, because I just haven't done all I can. So until I'm doing all I can, it's almost like I know that I should be doing. Everyone, I think, has things they know they should be doing that they're not doing.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not getting the result, is because I'm not good enough yet. And so that was my thesis.
What was that the right line that I said, or was it they're doing the best they can with what they have? Is that what it was?
I don't know.
I think it was that. I think it was they were doing the best that they could with what they had. And I didn't agree with that. Because I remember I think Taryn and I were talking about it. And I said, no, I know a bunch of people that aren't doing the best that they can with what they have. Of course.
Yeah, a lot of people say that they're doing the best they can. I don't think any of us are. Because that implies that you don't have more potential.
I don't agree with that, because I think that's...
There's always another level. There's always another...
I know.
Yeah,
but,
it's
But
brutal,
on the
though,
other
because...
end, there is too, right? Because if there's somebody out there that's just trying to get out of bed today, it's like, maybe that's the best that they can do.
Yeah. Well, this
That's
comes
so
to
hard.
the bettering your best thing, too. What was I watching earlier? Something about mindset. I'm reading a little bit of a book called Relentless again, and it's talking about how there are certain people who are relentless in the pursuit of their goals, and you don't have to like the work, you just have to do it anyway. And I think that resonates with some people. It doesn't resonate with others. I think there's probably some nuance there. I don't think you can hate everything you do. I don't believe that. I think you need fulfillment to some extent to achieve your dreams. I think you need self-esteem to power your dreams. And I think that's different for all of us. But I do agree with the premise that you don't have to like everything that you're doing to achieve your dreams. I think most of us will never achieve our dreams, as negative as that sounds, not because it's not possible for us, but because we weren't willing to pay the price. And that is me included. There's a lot of things that I haven't achieved that is really just because I've been, honestly, I'm going to warning for anyone with kids in the room. I've been fucking lazy. Like, that's really what it comes down to. I don't want to track my calories and macros. That's why I'm not in better shape. I just don't want to do it. And I know I should do it. And I think every one of us has stuff like that. I think we just don't want to own it.
It's fair. I agree with that. I always say I'm not going to blame fast food. I'm not going to blame McDonald's. I'm not going to blame Domino's. I'm the one who's ordering it, and that's on me. That is on me. And I'm blessed enough to have the resources to go to a gym, and I have a car that will take me to the gym and all that stuff. So I definitely agree with that. It's so hard though, because it's the thought process. Even because now I don't care about somebody's goals anymore. Not from a place of I care. Obviously, I want to know what your goals are, and I want you to accomplish your goals. I realize that the goals don't matter if you're not willing to do what it takes to accomplish the goals.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is a meal. And if you want said meal, you have to get the ingredients and you have to cook it and you have to do all that. And if you're just not willing to use the grill, then you might not get the meal the way you want it. And that's up to you. That's your prerogative. That's totally up to you. But I've been talking about that a lot on podcasts recently, and I'm getting a lot of really good feedback about the fact that most people haven't thought about it like that before. They haven't thought about...
Can I ask you... And again, I always get concerned, but I need to overcome this. So I need to have courage and just share this. I've never set a goal without the premise of whatever it takes to achieve it.
Yes.
And when I learned over time through iterative improvement that something was going to take more than I wanted to do, I changed goals. I've never, if I decide it's not worth it, I just will stop doing it. And then usually I come back to it at another point. So for example, I had a dream to become a professional video gamer when I was a kid, and I decided not to do that. I just decided, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to college, and I'm going to get a girlfriend. And I actually think in some ways that was a huge mistake. But in other ways, I think it was wonderful too. Pros and cons to everything. I am grateful that I went to college. I am one of the best decisions I ever made. That said, I think the girlfriend was a mistake, to be honest. Okay, moving forward. I want to ask you, what was it like to set a goal without the intention to do whatever it takes to achieve it? Because that's got to just set you up for failure.
I think that's where most people are. I don't think most people, myself included, for the vast majority of my life, set goals with the awareness of what it would actually take to get them.
Yeah.
Because then
I think all of us to some extent do that. I didn't know what this would take, but I knew what this would take more than most people, I guess. I don't know.
I would say that's
the reverse engineering thing.
Yeah, and you've studied it. You've studied quote-unquote success, whatever success,
yeah.
Achievement. You've studied achievement.
But it's almost irrelevant how hard it is. NLU listener, what is happening? I just wanted to jump in here and let you know, if you want to get to the next level faster, we have a free virtual monthly meetup at the first Thursday of every month. You can connect with like-minded people and become a bigger part of this amazing global community. The link to register will be in the show notes.
But I was saying this to somebody today. Somebody sent me a shout out to Carl, if Carl's listening. Carl is a buddy of mine. I was on his podcast a while ago, and he checks in every once in a while, sends me a couple audio messages. And he sent me audio messages. He was like, I listened to the most recent one about friends, and I got a couple questions. What are your thoughts on this? And I was talking about you, and I said, well, you have to understand, Alan's purpose is, Alan was put here to maximize his potential and change the world. That's it. That's like what he's here for. And I know it probably sounds, I don't know, like a scene from a movie or something. I was like, that's really what it is, though. Like, he's not just saying that. Like, that's what he's here for. That's why I'm always gently pushing back on a lot of the stuff Alan says, is because I understand for you, it is whatever it takes. It doesn't matter. As long as Emilia's good,
yeah,
that's pretty much it. As long as Emilia's good.
Yeah.
But I think that's more a you thing. I think that's more a rare you thing that will most likely never... It would be really hard for someone ever to move as close to that as you are. I think we could move closer to it, for sure. And I just don't know if you know how far you are as the polarity when it comes to that.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
did
mean?
a Conscious Couples podcast earlier with Emilia, and she said she went deeper on a topic. We were talking about lifestyle preferences, and we each wrote our top 3 musts. And she said, well, first, understand that a lifestyle preference for wanting the dishes to go straight into the dishwasher versus leaving them there overnight is actually tied to psychological safety. And I said, oh, okay. So I'm going to need you to build that bridge because she's brilliant. Emilia's unbelievably brilliant. And so brilliant, in fact, that she connects things that are huge logical leaps that most people, she has a web of thinking that I am the transcoder. I'm the one who takes the web that I know she's trying to get to land, and I pave okay, let me do it. So how in the hell is me putting dishes in the dishwasher connected to your psychological safety? She said, well, if your partner really puts the dishes in the dishwasher because you've communicated that that's important to you, now you feel cared for, seen, understood, valued, and appreciated, which then makes you feel psychologically safe. And I said, oh, sweetheart, that didn't land at all on the episode. That's a big leap. And so I know I do that, and you're trying to
Bridge it.
Yeah, exactly. You're trying to build a bridge to the understanding that you think people need. And when it comes to the goal achievement thing, I don't want to see people set themselves up for failure.
Same.
You
But I
can't
think
want
that's
huge results and then, well, you can, and you've corrected me on this. You said you can totally
many people
want
do.
huge.
Yeah, many people do.
Do you think that's good for them?
No, I think that's why awareness and self-awareness is so important. That I believe self-awareness is one of the most valuable things on the planet because it sets you up for a higher level of success.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons most people don't achieve their goals is because of low self-awareness. It's like a GPS where the car doesn't know where it is.
Well,
you're starting from.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It's like going to the mall and it says you are here, but you're actually not there. So now you just keep running into the wall and you don't know why, and then that hurts your self-esteem, and you think something's wrong with you or something's wrong in the world, when in reality you just have an inaccurate current location.
I think one of the reasons is it costs $0 to set a goal, and you don't have to have any requirements, and you don't have to take any prerequisites, and you can just set whatever goal you want. And that's awesome. I love that. And it also can set you up for massive failure because there's no requirement. There was no requirement for me to be a professional podcaster. I didn't have to sign anywhere. I didn't have to take any courses. I started with the desire to do it, and then it was like, oh, this is what it's going to take. All right, I'm willing to do this. I'll sign up for this lifestyle. I understand why people don't want to do it, whatever that means, whatever their thing is. All right, we got to pop. I know we don't want to because this has gone very deep, very fast. Maybe we can do a part 2, but I know Alan and I both have calls to attend to. It went by very fast.
We want to be vulnerable always with our listeners. We want this podcast to be in your pocket for you every day. 1% improvement per day, health, wealth, life, and love from anywhere on the planet, completely free. Kevin and I feel a little bit of guilt, I would say, for being so damn busy. We're also grateful because of the demand. I mean, I remember when it was crickets, just us, a couple podcasters, no one cares. So I'm grateful for the demand, but Kevin and I sometimes we feel bad for the short episodes. So thank you for sticking with us. We appreciate it, and we're going to try to do at least 20 minutes per episode from now on to the best of our ability.
Yeah, and I told Alan, I said, I just don't feel like it's just Groundhog Day of grinding and working and this and learn about business and this, where I don't feel like I have stories like I used to for good episodes. Not that I don't think we're doing bad episodes. It's just not. Usually there's like a story and it's like, ooh, that would be a really good lesson on the podcast. Lately it's more been Alan and I really digging to figure out what do we want to talk about. And it's just a weird place to be. So that's kind of what I appreciate Alan taking everybody behind the scenes. That's what we're working through. We're trying to figure out how do we make sure this is the best for everybody, always.
And if you're out there listening or watching, please reach out, give us feedback, let us know. Yeah. Reach out. We want to connect. If you're
struggling with something, We can do an episode. Obviously, you'll remain anonymous. We won't put your name and picture and social security number and address and phone number and all your social media handles and your favorite food up on the screen when we're talking about it. It'll always remain anonymous. Promise, guarantee. All right, group coaching starts October 8th. Alan has coaching slots available. I have coaching slots available. Next Level Nation has everything else you need to know. Next Level Fitness Accountability Group is free on WhatsApp. All that stuff. So yeah, check out the website. That has everything. I don't know if the Fitness Accountability Group's there yet, but it will be if it's not. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we do not have fans. We have family. We will talk to you all tomorrow.
Please reach out.